नमस्कार। विमेन टीवी इंडिया के कार्यक्रम जियो तो जियो ऐसे में स्वागत है दोस्तों आप सभी का दिल से। Friends, today is a very special and proud occasion for us because present with us on this screen is such a personality whose academic and administrative contribution is invaluable, Professor Dr. Madan Mohan Goel. Dr. M. Goel is a renowned economist with over 46 years of teaching experience and 17 years in academic administration. He is the propounder of Needonomics School of Thought, focusing on ethics-based economics and non-violent consumption behavior. A former three-time vice chancellor, including StarX University, Jagannath University, Jaipur, and RGNIYD, he retired as professor of economics at Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra. Professor Goel held leadership roles in multiple academic institutions in India and abroad. He was elected by Prime Minister office to speak in the Amrit Kal Vimarsh Viksit Bharat 2047 program. He is resource person for NEP orientation and sensitization program under UGC MMTTC. He has 529 publications including 5 books, successfully guided 25 PhD and 25 MPhil scholars. He has been honored with London Organization of Skill Development LOSD Excellence Award 2023, Professor J.K. Mehta Academic Excellence Award 2023 and Gurukul Gyan Jyoti Award 2024. तो आइए जानते हैं इनकी कहानी इन्हीं की जुबानी। डॉक्टर साहब आपका स्वागत है विमेन टीवी इंडिया के इस मंच पे।
Thank you, Rajni ji, for speaking kind words about me. I am grateful to you.
Sir, your contribution is much more that we'll be knowing in the program. So first of all, I would like to know about your early education and the things that inspired you to pursue economics in your life.
Rajni ji, after completing my schooling at the government school in Morley Hills, where I grew up in a family of teachers under the guidance of my grandfather, late Shri Shurutram Goel, a retired headmaster, I joined DAV College in Bhalla city. There I opted for mathematics, economics, and English. My inspiration to pursue economics came from Sri S.K. Sharma, IAS, then Deputy Commissioner of Mbala district, who often visited our village and played table tennis with me. His mentorship and occasional financial support of rupees 100 during my college days left a lasting impression and inspired me to build a purposeful academic career.
Very nice, sir. So inspiring. And you got much more resources that a normal child gets in the place like Morni. Sir, how your early bringing up shaped your personality? Any habit that makes Professor M. Goel?
Rajni ji, my upbringing in a family of teachers ingrained in me the discipline, humility, and responsibility that teaching demands. As a shadow teacher from an early age, I naturally developed pedagogical skills. To understand Gita, I give credit with reverence to His Holiness Dr. Sukhdev Maharaj of ISKCON Kurukshetra, now in Nellore, Andhra Pradesh, who has trained me to draw implications in the form of Needonomics School of Thought, which I call NST. Being from
Okay.
a Baniya community, I understood and Baniye, which instilled in me the ethics of diligence, prudence, and value creation, qualities that continue to define my professional and personal life. My beloved wife, Mrs. Aruna Goel, has a pioneering role in my personality, and Professor M. Goel Needonomics Foundation as a trustee along with my lovely son, Dr. Mayank Goel.
Very nice, sir. You are giving gratitude to your family. This is really inspiring. Sir, you have spent over 46 years in teaching. What changes have you witnessed in Indian academia over these decades?
Rajni ji, over the decades, Indian academia has undergone a major transformation. Earlier,
Yes.
teaching was deeply student centric, allowing ample time for dialogue and reflection. Students often called me a great teacher. However, with the introduction of the semester system, teaching became more course completing orientation, reducing scope for creative engagement. Today's teaching face the challenge of balancing speed with substance, which I why I often say I enjoyed being called good teacher under the new system rather than a great teacher once I was called by my students.
Nice. So very interesting way you are telling your things. So what exactly Needonomics is? How did this idea came into being?
Rajni ji, Needonomics, economics of needs, is a Gita inspired idea of India derived from the LIC logo, Yogam Kshemam Mahamyam. You might have seen LIC says, your welfare is our responsibility. But let me confess before you, I don't have a single LIC policy till today. But the moment I understood, analyzed, and interpreted this Yogam Kshemam Mahamyam Gita, the heart of Krishna, in verse 9.22, where Lord Krishna says, Anyanya Chintanto Mayojana Paryupaste Tesham Nityabhyuktana Yogam Kshemam Mahamyam. Lord Krishna says in Kurukshetra, if you believe me completely, absolutely, and wholeheartedly, whatever you need, that I'll give you. Whatever you have, that I'll take care of. From this, let me tell you, this Needonomics is Gita inspired common sense approach to economics that is ethical, non violent, environmental friendly, and spiritual in nature. Needonomics aims to replace greedonomics, economics of greed, with mindful consumption, which I call needo consumption and needs based living. I often say anyone can search online and ask Swami Gugulanand Maharaj about the Needonomics School of Thought, which we are promoting through Professor M. Goel Needonomics Foundation.
Very nice, sir. But we would like to know here, sir, here that how can Needonomics help today's youth in managing their life and career more effectively? In a word of this word driven, this is basically driven by consumerism. How practical is it to shift from greed based to need based, and how? Yes, sir. I'm not able to listen to you, sir. ये जो शो चल रहा है अभी कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुई है तो सर अगर नहीं दिखाई दे रहे तो इन अ मोमेंट ही विल बी बैक will be able to listen to him, but his theory, it is very different, and I would like to tell you more about him. He has been honored at various places, and now he is working on Needonomics. Needonomics, as we understand that it is different from our previous thought of consumerism to develop the market, we should consume more. But he believes that the theory goes with the thing that we should understand our need, we should create need. Like he gives this example that if I don't have a car and I want to uh, have car, is not the thing. The thing is that the whole family goes to temple on foot, but now if they want to go together conveniently, looking at the traffic on the roads, So car is required and we have to manage it. So I will just call him and would like to know that where he is, and will further continue it, and I hope he will be here soon. Yes, in the meantime, we are talking about his achievements. He is a great personality, great teacher. He is associated with NAC accreditation also.
ये क्या प्रॉब्लम हो गया? इसमें लिखा साइट कांट बी रीच्ड.
सर मैं तो हूँ स्क्रीन पे। सर आपको वो व्हाट्सएप पे आना आ जाइए, आप मोबाइल से आ जाइए, मे बी देयर इज सम प्रॉब्लम। आई एम ऑन द स्क्रीन सर, आप भी हो जाएंगे स्क्रीन पे।
चलो दोबारा इसी पे लैपटॉप पे ना दोबारा करके देखो।
लैपटॉप पे भी करके देख सकते हैं, मोबाइल पे भी देख सकते हैं।
चलो लेट अस वेट वेट
हाँ
वेट
जी।
वेट।
सर हम इंतजार कर रहे हैं आपका। आ जाइए सर।
आ गया आ रहा है। कुकीज का चक्कर बता रहा है कुछ कुकीज का।
मैं सर आप ही के बारे में बात कर रही हूँ। मैं अपने दर्शकों को भी बताना चाहूंगी कि सर प्रोसेस में हैं, वो वापस आ रहे हैं। और सर अगर आप लैपटॉप पे नहीं आ सकते, आप मोबाइल पे भी आ सकते हैं।
ये वही प्रॉब्लम आई है कोई है ना इसमें, सेम प्रॉब्लम, नो माइक्रोफोन एसएस, नो माइक एसएस।
आप बेशक लैपटॉप पे भी दोबारा आ सकते हैं।
इसको बंद करके दोबारा ना।
हाँ जी हाँ जी, आप एक बार फिर से ट्राई कीजिए, आप आ जाएंगे सर।
ठीक है।
हाँ जी। तो इस बीच मैं आपको बता रही थी कि हम जानेंगे इनके अनुभव। ये 3 यूनिवर्सिटीज के वाइस चांसलर रह चुके हैं सर, और ये देखेंगे हम कि किस
यस
तरह का अनुभव होता है, किस तरह के विचार होते हैं जब इंसान इतने बड़े पे इतनी बार रह चुका हो। तो सर हम बात कर रहे थे आपसे टू नो हाउ कैन नीडोनॉमिक्स हेल्प टुडेज यूथ इन मैनेजिंग देयर लाइफ more effectively, and what do you
absolutely.
exactly mean by greed based and need based?
Absolutely, Rajni ji. The entire domain of human problems, from terrorism to corruption, discrimination to discontent, stems from greed. I call it greedonomics, economics of greed. Needonomics empowers youth to have wisely by differentiating between needs and greed. The concept of needo consumption, mindful consumption, is particularly relevant for today's youth, helping them make a sustainable life and career choices in a world dominated by consumerism. Let me tell you, needo consumption is not simply reducing consumption. There are people who are having overconsumption. They have to reduce certainly consumption mindfully, but there are people who have lesser consumption, like poor people. Their marginal propensity to consume is very high. They can increase their consumption. Therefore, nido consumption is to become a way of life for all. They can increase the consumption level, they can decrease the consumption level, and it can become a guiding principle not only for consumers but for producers, marketers, and traders. Even in the present scenario, when we are victim of Trump terrorism of tariffs, in that scenario, we can get rid of all these problems caused by greed. And the solution lies in needonomics as economics of needs, and the domain is needo consumption, needo production, needo saving, needo investment, needo distribution, needo trade, needo exports.
Very nice, sir. Very interesting way of telling things. Sir, you have held great positions. You have served as Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dean, and much more. What were your key takeaways from these leadership roles?
Rajni ji, my leadership of philosophy is rooted in Nido governance, governance guided by need based priorities rather than the mere pursuit of good governance. Let me tell you, most of the governments, most of the institutions are talking of good governance, but I believe in Nido governance, which sometimes requires taking bitter pills for long term gains. Through my journey, I developed the street smart model. Let me show it. I have that on my camera now. Street smart and simple model. Street smart means we have to have transparent, responsive, action oriented, moral, and simple models. And you know, Mahatma Gandhi has been talking of simple living and high thinking. But being a disciple of Gita, I believe in simple living and no thinking. No thinking does not mean that we should not think. We should think of those things which are in our control, and we should not think those things which are not in our control. And that is the message of my Guru Gita also. We have a right on our action, not on results. Therefore, we should become street smart. Street smart is a person who understands how to behave in the prevailing environment. And best possible example I can give you that during the COVID era, we have learned to understand this environment. We were not allowed to go out, and that is why in higher education we have gone in for online education. But sorry to say,
Yes.
many of us don't understand the etiquettes of online education. Therefore, to the leadership must adopt these street smart and simple models, and practically offering as a practical tools to implement the National Education Policy 2020, which I consider an invention. And it is our duty as administrators, as teachers, to consider these street smart and simple models as inventions in transforming the education.
Great. So changes should be there, and these should be accepted in the manner they come. And we should all understand the things, and we should learn new things, new technologies, and new concepts. Sir, you have been selected by PMO to speak in the Amrit Kal Vimarsh Viksit Bharat 2047 series. What message did you deliver, and what was your experience there?
Thank you, Rajni ji. In fact, I was picked up by the PMO among 100 scholars to speak on that, and I was given the opportunity to represent All India Council of Technical Education in Bhopal. A education group hosted that with 5,000 people. In my address, I practically emphasized that Viksit Bharat should not be understood merely as a 30 trillion economy with a per capita income of $80,000, but as a nation of needo happiness and needo health for all. The development lies holistic well-being, economic, social, and spiritual, where every stakeholder contributes meaningfully to the national progress. Therefore, to become Viksit Bharat by 2047, we should involve all the stakeholders of the economy, including consumers, producers, distributors, and traders, to become Viksit Bharat towards Nido happiness and Nido health.
Very nice, sir. So you have represented India abroad as ICCR professor, and we would like to know your experience under this program in South Korea, and what lessons India can learn from global education systems.
Rajni ji, probably you have seen I am wearing a flag, South Korea
Yes.
and India together. In 2010-11, when I was in South Korea, it was a year of Korea and India, and in Korea it was a year of India. And let me tell you that although in Seoul, every cab shows Seoul is the soul of Asia, but they don't understand what Seoul is. The best possible thing which I learned there in Seoul is the culture, Palli Palli culture. Palli culture means hurry up, and be quick. In India, we talk our culture to be the best culture in the world, but to bring efficiency, discipline, and time consciousness, we must learn this Palli Palli culture from South Korea, which is basically spending more time on work. Let me honestly tell you, in South Korea, they get hardly 5 months to work. 7 months there is a snow. But when they work, they work. Therefore, this Palli Palli culture has a relevance with the ethics to be adopted for punctuality in my beloved Bharat, where sometimes we maybe say that haste makes waste. जितनी जल्दी करोगे उतनी देर हो जाएगी. Therefore, the best message I can give to the country as a whole, to the individuals, the stakeholders of this Needonomics School of Thought, to adopt South Korean culture, Pali Pali culture, which to my mind is the best practice which we must learn from them.
Yes, we learn from everywhere, and we can improve getting messages from every place and every author and every person. Sir, your writings blend economics with ethics and spirituality. What is the role of values in economic decision making?
Rajni ji, economic decision making guided by Gita inspired Needonomics embodies spiritually guided materialism. Let me tell you, materialism can go better by taking into account the spiritual values and the balanced approach that harmonizes material growth with ethical and spiritual values. Such an approach provides Vedic pills for all ills affecting modern economics, offering sustainable solutions to crises at local, national, and global levels. Practically, at the global level, today the recession is not because of supply, it is because of demand. There is no demand. People don't have purchasing power to buy the goods. In that scenario, the consumers must learn to buy only those which are needed by them.
Really required, really. So, this is how one should take decisions. Sir, how do you maintain balance between spirituality and academics?
Rajni ji, you have touched my heart in that sense. Before, when I came into teaching, I used to get up a little late, around 6:30. But after remaining in Korea during 2010-11, where they are 3.5 hours advanced to us, I developed a habit of getting up early in the morning. And my day starts at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I sleep around 9 p.m. Meaning thereby, to maintain the balance between spiritual thinking and academics, I created a time for me. Normally people say I don't have a time to do this job or that job, but let me honestly tell you, before 2010-11, the job which I used to do it in 10 hours, particularly preparing my lectures, setting up question papers, writing articles, sometimes it used to take 10 hours. But when I started getting up early in the morning at 3 o'clock, I created a time for me. And not only that, it has increased my efficiency and productivity. Now I am able to do the same job which I used to do 10 hours in 3 hours. Therefore, this routine allows me to devote quality time in both spiritual reflection and academic work. Early rising creates this silence and clarity needed to integrate spirituality into scholarly pursuits, which provided me the opportunity to think logically on Gita inspired Needonomics.
Very nice, sir. Sir, you, I think, write an article daily and publish it. You have published over 500 research papers. What advice would you give to young researchers in social sciences?
Rajni ji, I think you are in mathematics, and
Yes,
mathematics is pure science practically. But research in social sciences is not a glamour. It is a practically a donkey work. It demands diligence, persistence, and emotional intelligence, which is called EQ, more than mere intelligent quotient IQ, which has become obsolete today because IQ is being possessed today by artificial intelligence. Your smartphone, your laptop possesses IQ. If at all we want to be superior to animals and machines, we must practically enhance our spiritual quotient and intelligent quotient. And I urge upon young researchers to be street smart and conduct original primary database studies to avoid plagiarism, because they are becoming
yes,
victim of plagiarism, because if they conduct studies on secondary data, the same data is used by many scholars. Therefore,
yes,
to avoid that plagiarism, we must conduct primary database studies with the original data. And in the age
yes.
of AI, authentically and grounded research will distinguish true scholars from mere data handlers.
Yes. Sir, this is a true message because everybody is following the same things that we got to, get on Google. So before proceeding further, I would like to show you a small video of Professor Goel, and here you will see that how he performs, and you will get memories of various places where he delivers lectures and much more things. Let us see this video first, and then we'll proceed further. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद sir for giving us these pictures to show in this program, and these are really inspiring memories that you have displayed here. Sir, now I would like to know your concept of women empowerment and what is role of women in your field, in research, in economics, and Needonomics also.
In the Needonomics framework, women empowerment goes beyond women liberation. Honestly speaking, sometimes women liberation is anti-women. And when I talk of women empowerment, we have learned many things. I say that I have learned this women empowerment long back from my mother, my grandmother, my sisters, my wife, my daughter, and I have come out with a model which I call she model. She includes three alphabets: SHE, she includes he, madam includes Adam, and women includes men. Therefore, this distinction between genders is not fair, and I object to that. But I have come out with the basically the she model skill, including AI with morality, credibility, and accountability, which I call MCA, more than just a degree in computer applications. Humanistic approach towards existence and excellence, supported by the ASK model, abilities of head and heart, spiritualistic, and knowledge more than information on www, for holistic development of personalities, and certainly women plays a very important role. But here let me tell you honestly, Rajni ji, that practically, if you look at the labor participation rate of women in the contribution towards economy, you will find that it is lower. But if you talk only of agriculture sector in Haryana and Punjab, you will find that women are playing more important role. Therefore, in future research, I would like to emphasize upon the researchers to look into this aspect, that if the labor participation rate in agriculture of women is high and that is not contributing to that level which is required, so it becomes doubtful whether labor participation rate will lead to more economic development. Moreover, for women empowerment is not being understood by many of our political leaders. I have no hesitation to say that even the finance minister doesn't understand what women empowerment is. We have been
So
asking
this is
for.
a concept of every person varies from person to person, but I think their participation is increasing everywhere.
That is true, but let me draw your kind attention to our budgetary procedures, whether you talk it at the center level or at a state level. Even simply allocating money towards women is not called gender budgeting. Gender budgeting is more than that. Ultimately, gender budgeting is that budgeting which leads to women empowerment. I can give you many examples on the basis of which I can prove it, that the money is not spent directly on women. Say, if you are going to put mirrors in the college or in school, these mirrors are being used by women, therefore it leads more. Similarly, putting up a, say, your urinal in the office of a principal, even a woman, there that is being misused by sometime by men. Therefore, that the money which we spent on urinals is directly used by men, but ultimately leads to women empowerment. They get neat and clean western sheet. Therefore, that gender budgeting towards women empowerment has to be understood in right perspectives. I certainly believe that the capabilities enable women to become powerful contributors to the society and the economy. But sorry to say, presently two legislations which has been enacted in our India, practically the Sexual Harassment Act as well as Domestic Violence Act, to my mind, it has gone anti-women. Some of the women are misusing them, abusing them. Therefore,
So these
women
are
like.
for basically the acts are basically for the safety of women, I think. But some people may misuse these also. But basically, what women empowerment is, I think we should understand that if the money is spent on women, it there should be safe. Like you are talking about toilets for women, if the money is spent on the women toilets, then these should be safe places for them also, and I think the things grow like that and they go further. Yes, sir. Sir, we would like to know about your future plans also.
Rajni ji, honestly speaking, my vision and mission is to globalize the Needonomics School of Thought, economics of needs, to achieve sustainable development across all domains, all areas, all sectors of the economy. Through the Professor M. Goel Needonomics Foundation, as a registered trust with my wife, Mrs. Aruna Goel, and son, Dr. Mayan Goel, as trustees, we aim to promote research, training, and policy advocacies based on Needonomics principles for a better, balanced, and sustainable world. I have already signed two MOUs, one in USA and one in Punjab, Bhagavad University, for encouraging researchers to make use of the conceptualization of Needonomics, economics of needs, in a big manner.
Yes, sir. Sir, what message would you like to give to the society? Though you have given a lot of messages during the talk, and any thing that you feel that which is left in the program, you want to tell, you want to share that thought with our viewers.
Rajni ji, Needonomics is Gita inspired. I told to you that it is basically coming from the logo of LIC of India. But here I want to show you something else. Anu Gita. Most of the
Okay.
people, most of the Kathavachaks, they don't understand what Anu Gita is. Gita is being talked about by Lord Krishna in Mahabharata, and it was in Kurukshetra. But when Mahabharata was over, Lord Krishna and Pandav shifted to Delhi in Indraprastha. They were in a celebration mode. They were enjoying. They were eating together. They were enjoying together. After a few days, Krishna told Arjun that I want to go to Dwarka. Arjun said, you can go to Dwarka, but before going to Dwarka, kindly give me the message of Gita again. Lord Krishna laughed. It is not an action replay which can be done again and again. If you want, I can give you some message, and that message is called Anugita. Let me tell you, Anugita is in 14th Parva of Mahabharata, and Gita is in 6th Parva. It has double the slope and double the chapters in Anugita, and the message is entirely different. Krishna told Arjun himself that when I was motivating you in Mahabharata, I was telling you that if you will win, you will rule. If you will die, you will get moksha. One can get moksha only after death, but after death, nobody knows where we will go.
So
Therefore,
different.
we should do good deeds as Rajniji you are doing, and you need not to get moksha after death. It is basically doing good deeds during our lifetime so that we need not to worry of moksha after death, and that is called Jivan Mukti. I urge upon the youth of India to understand and adopt this Gita inspired Needonomics as a guiding philosophy for the life and national building. The National Youth Policy mandates active youth participation in politics, an area where young minds can apply Needonomics to ensure ethical governance. For students of economics and social sciences, research on Needonomics offers both intellectual fulfillment and professional fortune. It is time for Indian youth to lead the world with wisdom, not wealth alone, as a legacy of Needonomics School of Thought. Do what gives us happiness and develop our business value with values and ethics of Needonomics School of Thought. I am grateful to you, Rajni ji, with attitude of gratitude which magnetize and maximize manifestation in the meditative mode, Madan Mohan.
So sweet, sir. We are really thankful to you for giving us your precious time and telling us these thoughts, which are very unique. Your concepts are very unique, and your message is very unique. And I believe that whosoever listens to this program, watches this program, will spread it, that everybody should watch it and understand the basics of Needonomics and the message through Gita that you are giving to the society. And I am very thankful to our viewers also, those who are along with us. Ayushman, Ayurveda ji, and Nandini Bajaj are writing their messages also throughout the program. And it is so beautiful to know the concept that you are developing here and your faith and your connect with Gita. Knowing this part of your personality is really very beautiful. Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity to listen to you and sharing your views with our viewers. Thank you, sir, very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Great.